teach us and what influence it has on us. So, no, I'm just kidding. I have to point it over there. My name is Horst Trek, and I have a professional background of 15 years in ICT in various functions. And I was the CEO of a casual gaming company for over 10 years now. When gamification crossed my path, it inspired me so much that I decided to take a huge career change, and now I became a gamifier. And that's also the reason why I'm standing here before you. I want to tell you something about gamification and what it implies. And let's start with the formal definition that pops up most often. Now, I have to write it down because I forget it every time. And that's also what's wrong about it. The integration of game mechanics or game dynamics into a website, service, community, campaign or application in order to drive participation and engagement. Well, this is all true, but I think you all will forget about it when you leave this room because it's too complicated. So I took the liberty to create one of my own, and I have to warn you, I'm using the F word. Gamification, make things fun by adding game elements. Why I am talking about fun this way is because when I use it in a business relation, people sometimes treat it as a dirty word. Gaming is all about fun. It isn't a dirty word. Fun gives you positive energy. Fun can even be good for your health. Fun makes you do things. So let's turn that one around. Gamification provides fun, and it can be very powerful, as this next video shows us.
The Nike store. There he is. He's getting the message. There's a promotion for feedback. I think so. Yeah, we got him. Thick bubble gum! Meatpack is the trendiest shoe store in Guatemala, a brand known for its edgy, cutting style and a store known for its unique discounts in limited edition kicks including brands like Adidas, Nike and Reebok. An icon for the sneakerhead subculture with over 60,000 fans on their fan page in less than a year. They needed to launch a new promotion to live up to their hardcore fans, an innovative way to earn your discount. We created Hijack, an enhancement for the official Meatpack app used by our customers. Using GPS tracking technology that marks every competitor's store of the brand sold at Meatpack. So every time one of our sneakerheads enters one of the stores, it triggers a special notice with a promotion. Hijack sends an alert to the person's mobile with a discount that starts at 99% and decreases by 1% every second that goes by, making the countdown stop until you reach our store. Hijacked from the competitors in a week. One customer, Pedro Rodriguez, got a record-breaking 89% discount. This is the first promo campaign that started the sale in the competitors' stores.
So imagine if your customers would come running to you this way. By a campaign gamified. Okay, what's important is for a gamifier, it's big here, he needs to get involved. And what I mean with that, if he wants to gamify an entity, he needs to know what makes people tick. For example, if you are at a department or you want to gamify the website of a company, you need to know what makes people tick. You need to really get involved. Walk around on the work floor, maybe even do their tasks. So you know what you're going to do next. That's the way to create a good concept. Because for me, the most important task of a gamifier is that he needs to find the game factor. And the game factor to me is something people enjoy without any external motivation. You need to find it. And if the tasks are too boring, think of something that makes the task more appealing. Create pure fun with it. When I prepared this presentation, I thought to myself, okay, how can I make it clear what gamification is all about? So, for Games for Health Europe, I made up a case called The Dentist. Maybe a lot of you will fear. When I was younger, wasn't that such a good experience I had with the dentist. He ordered me around, he said, well, sit down, open your mouth. And he gets with his big drill, starts drilling, didn't explain anything to me. Still, I don't fear the dentist, but it came close. When my children were young, it was very different. The dentist immediately makes them at ease. He tells them what he's going to do, why he's going to do it. He even tells them how much time it will cost and if it will be painful. Now I found the dentist that even took this approach one step further.
Who said the dentist office has to be a nervous place, filled with tension and fear? Certainly no one told Rodrigo Lorenas, a dentist serving sponsored children in Quito, Ecuador. Instead of being afraid of the dentist, Lorena's patients asked when they can return for their next appointment. He has discovered that to get the best results out of children, you must put them at ease and make the experience fun. Around the world, Children International dentists administer the important care that sponsorship makes possible. For Justin, healthy teeth can enhance his physical well-being and self-esteem. A stuffed monkey named Panchito and a dancing clock may not be everyday tools for most dentists, but for Lorenas, they are indispensable. He performs this routine for 15 children a day, 5 days a week. And if clowning around makes his patient's trip to the dentist easier, Rodrigo is not afraid to oblige. For families living on just dollars a day, trips to the dentist simply would not be possible without sponsorship. Justin's mother certainly appreciates free dental benefits.
It's great to have this service available to us. So when our children have any dental problems, we can bring them here and they can get treated, and we can save money.
Thinking of the dentist's office as a friendly place is especially valuable if children have more extensive work that needs to be done.
By giving the children games, they will accept in-kind treatment, and therefore they are healthy and happy children.
Lorenas makes sure children leave with the knowledge and tools that can prevent major dental problems in the future. Because of sponsorship and dentists like Rodrigo Lorenas, it will be a brighter and healthier future. A future full of smiles.
Well, I wish I had that dentist when I was young. So let's take this, I won't interfere with the dentist, but there has to be, to keep our teeth clean and healthy, we need to do a daily activity, that's brushing our teeth. So let's see if we can do something with that. Get involved means knowing your players. So these two kids could be our players. I'm not sure about the little kind, maybe he's too young to brush his teeth already, but the little is old enough. So, we've got some game elements here. You can think of toothbrush, teeth, toothpaste, brushing. You can have achievements. You need them to motivate the children to do their task, like frequency, time, the technique in which they use, the regularity. And the daily activity, of course, is brushing teeth. Rewards are badges. Maybe they can get them from the dentist. And our goal would be clean teeth. Of course, this is a little bit simplified, but it gives you an idea how we could turn this into a fun 50 cents. Okay, what I did, I turned the teeth into funny characters. I stepped into the imaginary world of the young children who like fantasy stories. Maybe call the toothbrush Wonder Brush to get in their fantasy world. And toothpaste, power paste. So what can we do with that? The next step. Now we have to find the game factor in a boring activity that's brushing your teeth. So if you use imagination, I would create a virtual world on the internet where the children can look in. Maybe call it a tooth cave, where the characters live. Create, not difficult to do these days, a talking brush. So when the children brush their teeth, they can get sounds from the funny characters in there, like hee-hoo, like they enjoy brushing their teeth. It will be an intrinsic motivation. It will be something why they will brush their teeth every day. If we tell them brushing within a story makes characters happy, and you need the power-based toothpaste to grow. Okay, points, badges, and leaderboards. To me, not the most important thing, but if you can use them properly, you should. The characters can change, can grow if they do a good job. They can get points for buzzing. We can have a huge amount of rewards, various. I won't go deeper into that. And they can have, or can get badges even from the dentist. If they are virtual or real, doesn't matter to me. That will be the big reward for them. So if there's a dentist here in the house, like to make this into turn this into a reality, you can connect with me after the show. This is the point I want to make today. Gamification is here to stay. And I give you a couple of reasons why I think this is the case. We play games for over 5,000 years. And we might not be aware of it, but we play or look at games. Billions of people play or look at games. Because these are also games. American football, the Olympics, baseball, soccer. We seem to enjoy them. And when I look at myself and I need to do a boring job, then I say to myself, okay, if you get it done within the hour, you can have a glass of wine. I give myself a reward. Or when it's a boring job, I say to myself, how can I make a game of it? How can I make it more engaging to myself? It's within us. And when I was young, I remember I played a lot of imaginary games. Like these.
My sister and I played almost the exact same game in the car, except she had a long string sliced through all the man-made objects, all the signs, all the buildings, all the cars, but all the trees and hills and all the natural things, they were fun. My game, I envisioned Sam, an imaginary friend. He ran and jumped as fast as the car was going, or faster, and he never touched the ground. I think most people play these little semi-conscious, fleeting games. Take a moment and think about it. What games do you play? Just whatever you do. Do not step in the lava!
Well, this short video did something for me because I could relate to a lot of those imaginary games, and I'm very curious how many of you here played one or more of these games. That's the reason why I firmly believe that we all have the urge to play. Okay, now the facts of today. Singa, most of us probably know them, they make social games. They have 250 million players each month. They spend over 60 billion minutes playing games. With these amount of people, I can fill up the Amsterdam Arena stadium, which contains 50,000 people, in Amsterdam 5,000 times each month. Xbox Live, another platform. We have 35 million players on there each month. They spend 120 billion minutes. In that same time, we can play 1.2 billion soccer games each month. About 44% of the US and UK adults play a mobile game in the last month. 70% of all companies will use gamification in 2015, according to Gartner. I think that is a little bit too short. I think it will be in 2018. 47% of all game players are women. And the last one triggered me the most. 97% of US kids play video games. So imagine what a huge generation will encounter us that understands game mechanics. So it would be foolish not to embrace them with products that contain gamification. Gamification will change our environment in silence. Why? It's already happening. Why it's the case? People will like it because it's fun. People will share it on social media because it's fun. People will search for it because it's fun. And people will do it because it's fun. All these companies, you might not be aware of it, but already use some kind of gamification. We all know Nike Plus. But do we know about Deloitte or Siemens? Think no. It hasn't signed it. And to me, anything can be a game. So, I want to thank you for listening to me. I hope I inspired you a little bit. And if you want to connect to me, here's my personal business information. Thank you very much.
We have time for some questions, I suppose. Ross, please stay here. Anybody who has a question? No questions? Oh, here's a question.
Oh.
You mentioned playing hours per month.
Yeah.
How many percentage of that will be
Of those players? That's very hard to predict. I wouldn't really know, but what we do know is they are potential people that would easily play serious or light games or gamification. And that's the message I want to do. I can't predict how many would do that, but we have a large crowd that are familiar with game mechanics, and we should target them.
Are there any specific actions that really can't be gamified, or something that really should be gamified or can be done?
It depends on the situation. That's important. I also think that sometimes you should just leave it as this and don't touch it, because sometimes work by themselves. So it doesn't mean that because we know of gamification and we know it helps a lot of the time, that we always should apply it. I'm not for that.
Can I ask a question as well? There's, of course, you're aware of the debate surrounding gamification. There's people calling it exploitation, where making people do things that they actually don't want. What's your stake in it? What's the ethical dimension of gamification?
Well, I agree on that, because gamification, and I regret to say that, is now attaching points, badges, and leaderboards to anything. And that's not the way to go. You have to find, what I said in my presentation, you have to find a game factor to make it more appealing. To really gamify it and not attach a couple of rewards. I'm not saying that we don't need them, because done properly, it's also the game mechanics that make casual games work. But you need more than that.
That answer was worth 50 points.
Thank you very much.